Hello all, it's me, Jessica. That's a J at the earlobe to the B on the shoulder. That's my sign name. And today's vlog is going to take a look at the book of Genesis from the Bible, chapter 5. We're going to take a look at Adam's genealogy, going from Adam's descendants all the way down to Noah. And that's a total of 10 generations. Now this video is going to be separated into two videos. The first video is going to focus on the first 5 generations, going from Adam to Mahalalel, and you can find that in scriptures 1 through 17. And then video number 2 will take a look at the last 5 of those 10 generations, going from Jared to Noah. And that is scriptures 18 through 32. Then we'll take a look at each descendant's name, every name, and then the meaning of that descendant's name, and how the meaning, could be related to what they do in life, but also, more importantly, how the meaning of their name directly correlates to the character of Jesus Christ. It echoes his nature. It's very interesting. And then we're going to take a look at character and identity and how those two things really could have a serious impact on your life. They're very important. But before I move on, I'd like to give you something to really think about. I am curious to know your character, your identity. Who do you echo? Is it a specific person that you love, that you admire, fascinated with, and so their identity and character, you've emulated that? Or is it a culture, a philosophy, or maybe an ideology? What? What is it that you echo? Who is it that you echo? It's really something serious to think about. My character and my identity echoes who? Yes, that's something to think about. Genesis chapter 5, verse 1 through 17. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. Holy, righteous, innocent, without any sin. That's what that means. So man had the appearance of God. And God made them male, and he made him female. Male and female, he created them. And he blessed them. And he named them man or mankind when they were created. When Adam lived 130 years, he had fathered a son in his own likeness, after his own image, and named him Seth. The days of Adam, after he had fathered Seth, were 800 years. And he had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. When Seth had lived 105 years, he fathered Enosh. And Seth lived, after he fathered Enosh, 807 years, and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he had a son. He fathered Canaan. Enosh lived after he fathered Canaan 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. When Canaan lived 70 years, he fathered Mahalalel. Canaan lived, after he fathered Mahalalel, 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. When Mahalalel had lived 65 years, he fathered Jared. Mahalalel lived after he fathered Jared 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Okay, before we go on to analyzing the meaning of the names of the descendants, I want to put that aside for just a moment. Let's just hold on to that for just a moment. And I want to go in and explain the difference of in the likeness of God and the likeness of the Father, what that means. So remember, God made man, and he made him in the likeness of God. So to make in the likeness of God, or in the image of God, meaning what he looks like, that correlates to the glory of God and how his glory was placed on man. God is innocent. He is blameless, without sin. He is holy and righteous. Those characteristics were given to man. And that's what it means to be made in the likeness of God. Now let's put that aside and let's take a look at Adam, and where Adam had fathered his son Seth. And the Bible says that he fathered a son in his own likeness, after his image. And what does that mean? That means more of a human nature, a sinful nature. And you may be wondering how that could be, but remember, Adam and his wife Eve, both of them were banished from the Garden of Eden. Because of their sin, they ate from the forbidden fruit, the fruit they were told not to eat. And so God said, well, you can't stay here in the Garden of Eden, you have to leave. And he banished them. And so they have a sinful nature now. And so the descendants of Adam are going to have that sinful nature because they were made in the same image. And that is the difference between where man was made in the image of God, the image of Adam. So let's take a look at the descendants' names. The name of Adam means man from the ground. And remember in Eden, we talked about that, where God had made man. He made mankind, labeled, after he blessed them, labeled them mankind. But he selected a specific man, set him apart from the rest of the group. He selected Adam. He made Adam. And reason being is that Jesus was going to flow through his lineage. Now the name Seth means compensation, substitute. It also means appoint, to appoint. That's what it means. And Jesus, he appointed himself willingly to become the substitute, to accept all sin and punishment. Your sin and punishment, your death. My sin, my punishment, my death. We don't have to pay for that. Jesus said, no, I'll take it. I'll accept it. I'll take the sin. I'll take the punishment. I'll accept the death. And he died for us. The name Enosh means social individual. And Jesus, he communicated. He was a person of communication. He communicated with all kinds of people, poor, rich, sick, healthy. He didn't care. He didn't care about their life status, where they were in the hierarchy of society. He didn't care. He loved to interact, loved to socialize with people. He liked to express the truth, the new way of salvation. And he wanted to teach them all, so they in turn could go out and teach others. Now, Canaan means possession. It actually means 4 different things. Possession. It also means acquire, weaver, and networker. Now Jesus, when he, acquired all of these followers and these people became believers and were saved and were going out and witnessing, and they were making disciples as well, all of these people, all these believers were connected, and Jesus wove them together. That's Jesus' family. That's who he partners with. That's how he weaves everyone together. That's how he weaves us together. And so we as believers are woven into his family. We're acquired and we become part of his family. And so that is Jesus' family, is the family of believers. And all the family members belong to God. Now the name Mahalalel means praise of God, or praise, exaltation to God. That's who you're giving it to. It belongs to who? God. So whenever Jesus did something, he was always praising his Father. He was always praising God. Whenever he would do a miracle, he was questioned on how he did it. He would respond, whatever I see my Father do, that's what I do. And the glory was always given to his Father, never for himself, but given to his Father. The praise was always given to God. So that's how the first 5 generations correlate to Jesus' character. So recently, the descendants of Adam, the first 5 descendants from Adam to Mahalalel, the first 5 were analyzed. And the descendants' names and the meaning of their names were explained. And how the meaning of their names are directly linked to the character and identity of Jesus. They echo his character and identity. So now I'd like to help you understand how character and identity are so important and really have a severe impact on different areas of your life. Now, it is for yourself that you would have to make the decision of who you're going to echo, whose character and identity you're going to echo, whether it's the world or God's. So to kind of help you through that process and understand the difference of what the character and identity looks like of the world and of God, well, I'm going to explain that to you. So the world, it lies. There's no truth. It is a fake light. Very fake light. And God, He's a true light. He's truth. And so I'd like to illustrate a story to you to help you with those concepts. So the other night, I was sitting on my patio outside, and the sun had set, and the moon was slowly rising. And so as I'm sitting there, I have this candle. It's a citronella candle that was sitting to the left of me on this round table, and I had just lit it, the wick, not too long ago. It's a small flame, but the wax around the wick had already melted and was hot melted wax. It was very hot and liquidy. And so I was looking around at my surroundings, up at the sky, and in front of me I have a black metal railing, and on that railing there are Edison bulbs that are staggered, that are hanging from the railing. And so I'm looking up at the sky and at the tree line, and I see how the moon is just rising slowly above the tree line, and it was absolutely beautiful. And so I'm taking a look at the sky and just enjoying it. And I noticed to my left this moth, this little itty bitty bug fluttering. And it was just fluttering around and then heads directly to the candle. It makes a beeline, a dive straight into the candle. And so I bend over to look and see if it was alive, and there in the hot wax, the moth antennae had melted, its wings had melted, it was face down in the hot wax, dead, just floating there in the hot wax, completely dead. And I thought for a moment, and I looked back at it again, and I was like, wow, that is so true. That is so true. So you're probably wondering, what do I mean by that? Well, that candle was fake light. Yep. And that's the world. Fake light. That candle, as it's flickering off a flame, the bug, the moth is out there looking and searching for warmth, and needs a heat source to fill the warmth. And it's searching and searching, and then notices over here there's this warmth. There's this sign of warmth that it's going to feel safe. It goes towards the warmth. It will feel safe. It'll receive the warmth from this source and makes a beeline for it. And whoop, totally wrong, because it's a fake light and it dies. The moth was attracted to this light source, this lie. It was a fake source. And as it got closer to it, it ate it up. I mean, not really ate it up, but it burned it up. It killed it. And that's the world. That's how the world is. It is a fake light. Same as the candle. And that really got me. Oh, that was so true. So So I continued to look around and enjoy the night sky and my surroundings, and then I on the railing. Remember, I said I have these Edison bulbs that hang, that are staggered, and at one side, on the right side, before it hits the wall, I have 2 Edison bulbs that are hanging, and right there in that railing was a spider web that was just moving in the breeze. And I looked at it, took another look at it, and I was like, wow, all these bugs that are flying around in that area that are also attracted to the fake light coming from the Edison bulbs, they're all attracted to it and they're fluttering around it. And you know what's going to happen? The bugs, they're going to make their way towards that light, and they're going to go face first into a spider web and get stuck. They're getting stuck in the web. They won't be able to get out. They can't move. They're completely stuck. And as the bug moves and tries to break away from the web, it can't. And as the web moves and their vibrations are coming off, the spider comes out and jumps on it and bites it and kills it. I thought, oh my, wow, thank you, God, for showing me that. That is so true. That is the world. That is the world. The world sets up so many traps like that, hoping to that you'll get stuck. And once it catches you, it eats you up. And that is the world. And why is a world like that? Because it's separated from God. Its character and identity doesn't echo God's. It echoes itself. Its desires, its wants, its hopes, its coveting, it's whatever it is, its own desires. It echoes it. It offers fake love and fake light, fake truth, fake peace, fake support, fake protection, fake satisfaction, fake security, fake protection. All these things that are fake, that are from the world. That is the candle. That is the fake light from the Edison bulbs. And that is the web, the spider web. Those 2 things give a clear picture of what the world is. So let's go ahead and put that aside. And let's get back to the story. So I really thanked God for that. I was like, wow, I had an aha moment, and it just really touched my heart. So I continued to look at the sky, the night sky, just enjoying it. The tree line, the beautiful tree line, and watching the moon continue to rise above this tree line in front of me. And I just kept thinking, oh, that is such a beautiful light. I was so impressed. And it was so beautiful, that moonlight, just stunning. Curious to know, do you know how moonlight is reflected? Do you know how? It doesn't shine on its own. It doesn't emanate a light at all on its own. You know where it gets its light from? The sun. That's where it gets it from, the sun. And so as the sun is stationary and it emanates these strong heat and light, it just comes off of it, radiates it. There's powerful radiation from it. And the earth that sits in front of it, the moon, of course, rotating around the earth. No matter where the moon is stationed at around the earth, the sun, as it radiates this light, the moon picks it up and reflects it out constantly. The sun radiates, the moon picks it up, and it reflects it. And no matter where the moon is at, it's going to reflect that light. A true light from a real source of heat and light. So as I was sitting there and thinking about that and seeing the moon rise and the moonlight coming out, and it landed on my face, I was like, wow, there's no pain in that. I extended my hand and the moonlight touched my hand, and there was no pain. It was such a beautiful, sweet experience, a sweet radiation of light that was coming out, a sweet reflection of light coming out. And I could see in front of me the landscape. And that is the character and identity of God. That is the illustration of God's character and identity. His light is not a lie. It is pure truth. It won't hurt you. It won't cause harm. His love is true. He is true safety. He is hope. He is peace. He is love. He is satisfaction. He is full protection. He is truth, without a doubt. So now you would need to think for yourself, whose identity and character am I going to echo? The world or God's? Which one are you going to choose? If you choose the world, then be aware that you can end up just like the bug, where everything's fake and the world is going to try and get you in with fakeness, and you'll get stuck and you'll get eaten up or burned up. But God, whoa, His plans are wonderful. They're awesome. He has good plans for you, a good purpose for you. And so when I ask, who are you going to echo, the world or God? That is what I mean. I hope that you understood and enjoyed the meaning of that story. And it's a really good representation to help you understand what you're going to echo, whether it be the world or God. Now, when you become saved, when you accept salvation and you accept Jesus into your heart, you begin to learn about His nature, His character, His identity, and why He did things and how He made His decisions and all those things about Jesus and God. And every day, as you continue to pray and follow Him and read the Word, read the Bible and study and just talk with Him, communicate with Him, you become more intimate. You develop an intimacy with Him. And the more every day that you do this, your character starts to develop at the same time as you are intimate with God. And you form these bonds, these tight bonds and this partnership. And your character becomes stronger every day the more you're intimate with the Lord. And that's how identity and character are created and established, is through God. And you will echo back to Him, and He will echo to you, and you will have this beautiful exchange. It's just beautiful exchange every day. His identity will become my identity. And when you are intimate with the Lord and you develop that character and that strong bond and that communication, that intimacy, His identity will become your identity. And your identity is His, and He is yours. It's how it works for you. It's how it works for me. So I mentioned before that this video, we were going to discuss 4 aspects of identity and character development, what the process looks like and what happens. But this video ran a bit long and time has run out. So I'm going to need to move those aspects to the second video, and we'll discuss what happens when you take on the identity and character of Christ, that you will find that you have a purpose, that there's already been a purpose established for you. God has established one. The second aspect, we'll talk about how your identity and future merge. The third, we'll talk about how identity can control and determine your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And of course, the fourth aspect will be that once you accept Jesus and you accept his identity, you will see all kinds of miracles happening around you. It is amazing. So I hope you enjoyed the video number 1, and we'll see you again for video number 2. God bless you, and I love you.